Here we're standing at a bus stop. This is no ordinary bus stop. Sounds like the start of a film. Anyway, we're standing outside Waterloo Station and we're going to get a bus. But no, we're not going to get that one. We're going to get this one coming round here. And for those of you that might recognise it, it's an old style London bus. And this is a specific route. Now, for those that love the sound of buses... I hope you enjoyed that. There you go, a bit of ASMR on our videos. Wow, where will that take us? Anyway, we're getting inside the old style bus and just look at this. It's all been reupholstered. And this is bus route A, which goes from Waterloo, does a big circular trip round London, all the way to Piccadilly Circus, takes in Trafalgar Square, takes in Whitehall. It also takes in the House of Parliament and Westminster Abbey. And we're here for part of the journey today. And you know what? Because we've come to Waterloo, we can get right to the front of the bus, see all of the fantastic views, and also, yeah, you've got to do it, haven't you? Pretend you're driving the bus. Oh, love it. Now, if you want to feel like you've achieved fame and glory, just look, see, they're taking your photo because you're at the front of an old-style bus. Absolutely love it. Now, you know me, I'm not one to get excited that often. All right, yeah, maybe I am, but this is a fantastic thing to do. Now, the Routemaster Bus, or Route A as we're going to call it, goes all around London and you can pick it up. You can't use your Oyster card because it is a London Heritage bus. It's a completely different service and it's not run by TfL. So if you want to get on it, it costs £7.50 and you can get on and off it during the course of the day, any parts on that route, so you can go backwards and forwards, or you can do a short trip for £2.50. There you go, that's the bit, and you can pay by card and cash, but you cannot use your Oyster card, and it's not TfL related. That's it. Great. Okay, now what we're going to do on this route is we're going to take you up to Trafalgar Square, because unfortunately the day we chose to do this route they decided to dig the roads up between Trafalgar Square and Piccadilly Circus, which really is just up the road, but it probably adds about an extra 5-10 minutes to the journey as a whole. Here's the inside on the top deck, and just look how pristine these seats are. Yeah, nothing like you used to ride them. And for those who've got memories of sitting in the back seats, and I know where you are out in America, there you go, that gives you a vision of what the buses look like from the inside, and it really is like going back through history. So if anyone's ridden one of these open sort of Routemaster buses where they're just open at the entrance and you can just jump on and off, it really is like going back through time. It's a bit of a shame because TfL were running their own buses like this, purely for people to get on as a sort of a tourism thing, and they called it the Route 15 Heritage, and it had a bus like this, and it operated from 2005, and unfortunately they decided to close it down in September 2019. But I'm guessing the new company is absolutely stealing it, because these buses are so noticeable when you go around London. And in fact, I have featured them in previous videos when I've done a walk and one of these buses come past. Yes, I've been one of those touristies taking photos and videos of it. Now, this part of the route is probably the most boring bit of the route, because it takes you from Waterloo on the South Bank, along the South Bank behind the London Eye. You do get a quick glimpse of that from behind, and then it takes you round a big roundabout, which we're going round here, and then takes you to Westminster Bridge. So sit tight, let's follow the 453 as it heads off in that direction as well, and let's go over Westminster Bridge. And this is where the paradise of sitting on this bus begins. There we go. You have St Stephen's Tower, otherwise known as Big Ben, and the Houses of Parliament immediately in front of you. And we haven't even crossed the Thames yet. Right, here comes our big tip of the video. If you're going to get this bus and you're going to sit up front, then you need to be on the left-hand side, because the way that the bus goes, that's where you're going to get all the best photo and viewing opportunities. Now, which reminds me, we just saw on the other side of the bridge the bus coming down, an open top sort of touristy bus. So the great thing about getting this one is, as you saw before, it's completely covered, so it doesn't matter what the weather does. And as you go across Westminster Bridge, yep, make sure you get your views of the London Eye on that side, and Lambeth Bridge, which we saw originally going across just before, on the other side as well. Now, the great thing about this route is you've got lots and lots of traffic lights, and if they're in your favour, which basically means they're red and you have to sit in the bus and wait, it gives you plenty of time to get great photo opportunities. And we'll come back to traffic lights in a minute because we've got some more about that. There you go, that's Lambeth Bridge, which is the next bridge along, all here by the side of the Palace of Westminster. So here we're by the side of the Palace of Westminster, pulling up to the traffic lights at Parliament Square, which is this big square, and we're going to go right round it, all the way round, and then go down Whitehall next, taking in Westminster Abbey, which you can see the top of over there in the top left corner. But don't worry, we'll come back to there in a second, you'll see that. Now, what's interesting is not only do you get fantastic views of the Palace of Westminster as we sort of swing round, but here at Parliament Square, this is the first place in the world ever to have traffic lights installed. See, who would have known? And do you know when it was? In December 1868. Yes, 1868. Incredible, as you're taking in views here of the Palace of Westminster. And I can tell you they were installed here at Parliament Square. And the system was composed of two mobile signs attached to a pivoting arm that were manipulated by a lever. And the post was topped with a gas light semaphore to ensure visibility. There you go. Right. Westminster Abbey, that's the entrance into Westminster Abbey you're looking at there. So we're actually looking down the side, which is fantastic. But wow, you get fantastic views of the side of Westminster Abbey here. And then as you look round, they've got Victoria Station heading off down past the Abbey there. And then if you look around on this side, you've got lots and lots of statues all around the outside of Parliament Square. And I'll put a link to our video on Parliament Square up in the top right hand corner, because we've been there previously and we've covered off the statues because there's lots of them to show you. So there's lots of government related buildings all around here because you're right by the Palace of Westminster. This is the office of the Privy Council. Now if you're thinking that sounds very posh, and it's sort of, remember, if you go back to the coronation a few weeks ago of King Charles III, the lady that held the sword for almost an hour, whose name was Penny Mordaunt, she was the chief officer of the Privy Council who held that sword, and that's where they're based. I don't know about having the record for the first traffic lights, but it's probably got the most traffic lights in a square anywhere in the world, I would think, here at Parliament Square. Anyway, here's the classic view of the Houses of Parliament with Big Ben overlooking it. But we're not going to go straight back over Westminster Bridge. No, we're going to turn left and we're going to go up Whitehall. Now, as you can see, I've picked a wet day and it's in the middle of the week. So as you can tell, it's quite quiet in central London, which is a great time to get on one of these buses. Coming in during a bank holiday, the middle of summer, or at a weekend, I can tell you these buses will be busy. So getting a prime seat will be difficult, and you'll definitely need to be the front of the queue over at Waterloo. But it does give you fantastic views. Here as we head down Whitehall, we've got the cenotaph here on the right hand side, and then coming up on the left, just past these traffic lights, and no, it's not traffic lights because someone's coming out, this is Downing Street behind these metal gates, and this is about as close as you're going to get, but you get a good view down there, and look, you've got lots of people hanging around down Downing Street in the middle of the road there. Really hope you're loving the video, and if so, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you fancy supporting us more, if you go to our website, which is londonvisited.co.uk, and click on photos, you can buy a fantastic photo of London, which helps us support the channel. You really do get fantastic views from up here. And this is Horse Guards. And as we whiz past there, yes, there's a couple of horses there in the sentry box. Also good for a good photo opportunity as well. And I'll put a link to a video on Horse Guards because it's an amazing piece of history that you need to know about on there. Right, we're now approaching Trafalgar Square. And yes, that's Nelson's Column right in front of us. And unfortunately, lots of building work going on at the National Gallery. Now, on a normal non-roadwork London day, the bus would go round here at Trafalgar Square, would go up St James's Street to Piccadilly Circus, around Piccadilly Circus, and then back down Haymarket to here to Trafalgar Square, and then going back to Waterloo. Now, we've done this video completely independently of the company. They didn't know we were doing it, but if you want more info, they're on londonerbuses.co.uk. So what did you think of this bus? The Route A, which takes you all the way from Waterloo, all the way up to Piccadilly Circus around, but not today. And do you have memories of this type of bus? I know many of you do from seeing comments previously. So let us know your memories of this old type of bus in the comments down below. And would you come and have a go? Come and have a ride in one of these bus routes when you come to London? Let us know in the comments down below. If you love old transport like this, then I'm going to link a video to our visit to the London Transport Museum here at Covent Garden in London, and our visit there, which takes in so many of the old different types of transportation they've had across London. And if you click on that, I'll see you in there.